Come, let us grow together in the steps of that faith. Come, let us grow together deals with many topical categories that exist within the Word of God. The purpose of these short, independent, standalone instructional video teaching lessons is to grow in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in things pertaining to God. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord will not impute sin. Cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision only, or upon the uncircumcision also? For we say that faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness. How was it then reckoned? When he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision? Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision. And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had, yet being uncircumcised, that he might be the father of all them that believe, though they be not circumcised, that righteousness might be imputed unto them also. And the father of circumcision to them who are not of the circumcision only, but who also walk in the steps of that faith of our father Abraham, which he had, being yet uncircumcised. Romans chapter 4, verses 8 through 12. We as the children of Abraham are to follow after the steps of faithful Abraham. In order for us to observe the faith of faithful Abraham, we need to turn our focus to the walk that faithful Abraham had as he followed after the Lord. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great. And thou shalt be a blessing, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed, as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 4. Abraham was faithful to the call of God to leave his country. By faith, he believed what the Lord had promised to him and left his country behind to pursue the Lord. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. Genesis chapter 12, verses 10 through 13. Even though Abraham had faith in the promises of God, he made mistakes, just as you and I do. This is walking in the steps of that faith of faithful Abraham. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. Genesis chapter 13, verses 14 through 17. Sometimes we have faith in the promises of God, we make wrong decisions as to how the Lord will bring it about. Now Sarah, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. Genesis chapter 16, verses 1 and 2. Sometimes we may lack the faith to believe in how God will perform the individual processes that ultimately bring us to the promises of God that we believe in. And God said unto Abraham, As for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall a child be born unto him that's 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? Genesis chapter 17, verses 15 through 17. Even though Abraham was a man of great faith, we see that there were times in his walk that his faith was low during the process of the fulfilling of the promise of God. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said to Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abraham said unto Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said unto him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Genesis chapter 20, verses 1 through 4. Let us learn from the example of faithful Abraham as we too walk in the steps of that faith. Let us recognize that God will bring to pass what He has promised, even though there will be times during our walk that it appears that it will not take place. Be sure to like my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And be sure to visit my website at www.ensnaredindistractions.com.